Yerrr. What's good with y'all?
So
SmackDown is opening up with Charlotte. Cool.
The greatest women's wrestler of all time? No, I'm just playing. Turn that shit off in the background. But it's Friday night. We here. The Amazing Spider came in. AK with the AK, put your mom in the sickle for a lake lot. With my co-host here.
Trollman Reigns.
How y'all feeling? We heard you the first time.
Well, you got to hear me again.
It's it's good to be a wrestling fan, man. They always talk about the golden age of wrestling. You know how they talk about the golden age of TV, which was like the 70s and the 80s when everything was great. Like the 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s of wrestling. Right now, man, it's just good to be a wrestling fan. Like a guy like Jonathan Gresham, who is 5'4", can be considered one of the best.
You gotta say that like every 5 years.
It's hard to look at Jonathan Gresham and it was like he's so short, but dude, the way he stretches those people, goodness gracious, because that's the first time I saw him actually wrestle with with the Samoa Joe. I think who was Samoa Joe he fought?
Dalton Castle.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry. Yeah, dude, that was the first. I was like, oh my goodness, this guy is a beast mode. But it was hard to get up past. I felt like this man. He's so short.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's Jeremy Pierce.
You gotta say that every 5 years. This is the golden age of wrestling.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's good.
One of our topics, as you see from the intro, what makes a good faction? There's so many factions. There's all types of factions. There's gimmick factions and just main event factions, and got mid card factions also. So I'm asking y'all, what makes a good faction? Give me some keys.
That's a good one. Charisma. I guess mic skills, and you gotta have that at least one main eventer in the group. So yeah,
do you?
I'll say no to needing a main eventer group. To me, a faction is only about what makes a great faction is one word and one word only, and that's dominance. Period.
Unity is
unity.
You can say that.
Dominance.
Oh, okay. So the Shield was dominant for their time.
They're a great faction.
And none of them were main eventers at the time.
Well, no, Roman was going to get that push.
He said at the time.
At the time. When they gave you the Survivor Series with fucking turtlenecks and just black pants.
They were bodyguards for CM Punk.
That was true. I remember that.
And none of them were main eventers. They just fucked on Ryback for weeks at a time. And, they got over.
And look at your tribal teeth now. I guess you gotta acknowledge them, right?
Yeah, look at that. 600 days.
Is he going for a cool 2 years?
Possibly.
That has nothing to do with the Shield faction. Almost actually all of their success has not come from the Shield. And if you look at it closely, it has not. So look at how long it took Roman Reigns to get where he is. Look what happened to Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose he left the fucking company before because remember Dean Ambrose remember those matches we were watching Dean Ambrose having? It's like, what the fuck? Remember that?
He tricked Vince. He said, Vince, I just need a break. I'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah,
a month later. Yeah,
that was smart. Good
I'm gonna just go and give a double arm DDT to Kenny Omega through this glass table.
And look at Seth Rollins. I don't know what the fuck Seth Rollins is doing. He's some freak ass Metro nigga, but I don't know what he is.
He's great at it.
No, not really. He's weird as fuck.
Super over. He's super over right now.
Inside the ring, he's good. Outside the ring, I don't know. This is just for me personally. I don't get his gimmick. I don't know what he's doing. It's just weird. But when he's in the ring, though, it's like all fucking bells and whistles, all on point. I love Seth Rollins, but I'm not into that gimmick though.
For years. It's been like that for years.
I know, and that's why I wasn't watching for a while. That's when he transformed into that, and then when I came back, he's doing that whole weird Prince
Dancing
time
in the
of day.
rain
I don't know
and
what
shit.
the fuck you want to call it, dude.
Well, with Dean, he was like, "I'm leaving. He can't change my mind," and everybody just like, "Yeah, he's gone after this."
Yeah,
Like,
good.
it's not a
And
work.
look at him now. He's doing the best work he's been doing. Well, I guess what his whole career. I mean, the BCC is actually it's over as fuck.
Since his, I will probably say since his indie days, but there was a period,
Mhm.
not that crazy sick shit he was doing. When he was the face of SmackDown after the brand split.
Oh
he was also
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah. He was actually banged. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
and then
see,
AJ
again,
Styles was
we know
like,
how
"I
the E
need
works,
that."
though. We know how the E works, man. The E is like it's not like they have the fuck capacity to be like, hey, book me this way. You know how that shit is. So I'm glad he left because shit. Look at him now.
The Vin Man said the gimmicks he was getting was good shit. Him riding up and down the street with a fucking unicycle, that's not good shit right there.
Well, we're getting a bit off
bad.
topic here, though.
Hollywood Sensei, what makes a great faction?
There you go.
Yes. All right. So what made the New Day so great?
Personality.
Yeah, that personality, the charisma. First of all, to answer the question, what makes a good faction? In my opinion, I feel like you need that one guy, that he's the guy of the faction.
Do you mean a main eventer or a clear leader? Because those are two different things.
Yeah, like a clear leader that can transition into a main eventer or a main eventer that's already a step like DX had with Triple H. I mean, or like how you've seen with the New Day, like Kofi was, I think you just need that one guy that is the center. And also I feel like everybody in the faction has to be good in some aspect. I mean, you can't just have the one dude and then two other niggas that's just mediocre at something.
I mean, that was legacy to a point.
Now,
were they a good faction though? That's
I actually think they weren't. I actually don't think they were a good faction.
Yeah.
Which faction are we talking about?
What
Legacy.
Well, Kofi.
Okay.
I mean, it was no. Kofi wasn't the leader per se, but experience wise, yes, Kofi was. He's already like an Infinity champion at that point. You just didn't get it the WWE championship.
You knew Kofi was the guy out of Woods and Big E at the time. He was
absolutely. Absolutely.
He had more of a name. He was more of the draw to the group. I mean,
yeah, he was going to get the push until Randy Orton called him stupid. So I mean,
Charlotte,
stupid.
LOL, dude. LOL.
You know what? The thing that was lacking from Legacy was DiBiase and the direction of them. I understand what it was about, but it was still like bad. And then wasn't another person in Legacy
Haku's son.
Haku's son, and that's when it got really bad.
And Bray Wyatt was in it too. Husky Harris.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Husky Harris.
And
until he got destroyed, and that was my god.
Do you remember Legacy having a triple threat match at WrestleMania?
Not at all.
No, I don't.
It was
no.
Cody,
Which one?
DiBiase and Randy.
Which WrestleMania was that?
Versus.
Let me see. I want to say 34.
Was that the Legacy versus the Triple H? Like
no, it was Legacy. It was all three members facing each other. Hold on, I gotta.
No,
that was 30.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
No,
it was nowhere near 30 of anything.
It was like
nowhere near any of the 30.
It wasn't 30 because I wasn't even in Philadelphia at the time. I was still I remember that match.
Hold on, Randy.
I think it was like 28.
But to answer the question, I agree with Jerry being dominance because look at Nexus. Nexus is a bunch of guys. But they had dominance. Not CM Punk.
That's all comes from. I don't know. Are you talking about this like from a mark standpoint or from like a booking standpoint? Because those are two different things.
Goodness. It was WrestleMania 26, by the way. For the
there's a booking standpoint. It's just dominance. You have a dominance.
But you can book dominance. you could book dominance any day of the week, but like if you ain't got the guys to
Not
actually
really.
fulfill, yeah, you can. But you ain't got the guys to fulfill that role, then what do you got?
Well,
That's
listen,
really what makes
I'm
a good
gonna
faction. What makes a good faction are the participants in the faction and the booking of the faction, as in the personality of faction, how they mesh together, in the writing of the faction. That's really what it is. Like, because we all know what professional wrestling is. Professional wrestling is not real. It's not real fighting. It's all like made up stuff. So that's pretty much what it is. All creative. All comes from creative. So if you have wrestlers that cannot fulfill that role in the right way, you're going to have a flop. Look at the legacy. Look at the legacy.
Canyon said when he was going through his thing, and I remember he was on Howard Stern. It's one of the best quotes you'll ever hear in wrestling. You're only as good as your books. And before the Nexus lost the Survivor Series match, which they should have won, they were booked dominantly.
What about New Day? What about New Day? New Day was booked the entire time as a joke. Remember that. What about New Day? Again, think about that.
But they have the most tag team title reigns in the history of the company.
You're looking past the fact that they were jokes for over a year. Okay, and the fans got them over, and then that's when they sat down and said, "Okay, let's do something different." That's how that works. It has nothing to do with all that other stuff you're talking about.
It's not how it works. They got themselves over. The fans control the narrative.
Exactly. But again, it doesn't. They started off as a joke. You can't deny the fact that that's what it was.
So they had charisma.
Booked them like that.
So they had charisma.
Yes, so you go out there and tell a motherfucker to shuck and jive, and they go out there and they shuck and jive in a great way, and the fans get it over. That's how. So that's what I'm saying is, honestly, for me, if you wanted to make it, you need to have the right guys in the faction. I mean, like, dude, that's how you. It's like making a movie with actors.
Okay,
you can't have a good script with shit actors. You can have a great script with shit.
Look at Straight Society.
So what now?
CM Punk, Luke Gallows, and Serena
Deeb.
Oh, yeah, okay,
yeah.
It wasn't a great faction, but guess what? All those people in the SAS are good wrestlers.
Yeah, and they didn't. Their hearts went into it.
We'll take it back to the legacy. The original three of the legacy are all. Even DiBiase, you saw DiBiase had the skill and the talent. They're all good wrestlers. They were booked like shit.
You want me to tell you another bad felon stable?
Yeah, you can do that. And you can also say what they all have in common, and it's going to go back to my point.
You're not gonna, y'all probably ain't gonna believe what I have to say, but this stable was
most likely
corporate ministry. That stable was shit. So I mean,
they crucified us Stone Cold, didn't they? Savage.
If you're talking about the Ministry of Darkness. Yes, the Ministry of Darkness was fucking great, but the corporate ministry, that was bullshit.
It got a little bit too convoluted.
Hold on a second. Okay, let me ask you a question. The first run of DX or the second run of DX what was this better? The first run of DX was just Shawn, Chyna, and Triple H, and Rick Rude. You want to count him? Sure.
You mean the second run with no Michaels and then the
no Michaels, New Age Outlaws, Triple H.
The second run.
Yeah, it was more fun.
I gotta go with the first run, and I am about to tell you, the first run.
Oh, he is about to tell you.
The first run, as I was saying, was Shawn Michaels was a leader. He was a leader, and they were dominant. So since you want to add dominance in that, they were a leader. They were a leader. He had a leader. Second run, which was
we don't talk about the third one.
The second one, which was they became more comedy than it was about being serious.
And that's why I think that's in my opinion.
No, that's the third run. The third one was all midget court.
No. The second one was comedy.
Midget court fighting the Spirit Squad every week, fighting Shane and Vince. For no fucking reason.
No. What I'm saying is, what I mean about them being comedy, them fucking imitating the Nation of Domination.
That's what I'm saying. That was in the second run. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the second run.
Duke is right. They never stopped doing that though.
to
But
me,
they've
at
done
that,
that from the first run. They've done that, but the third run they done that with no titles, no nothing, no titles.
right.
Anything.
So
We're just fighting the
so
Spirit Squad.
You don't need titles to make a good
what
faction.
I'm getting to is what I'm getting to is
You do kind of,
Triple
yes.
H. Triple
No, you
H
don't.
to me,
Title of fate.
he wasn't that leader that they needed. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't that leader that they needed. Shawn Michaels was everything, even though, yeah, his gimmick, blah blah blah, Heartbreak Kid, whatever. But he had that dominance, that run, as far as him being a champion, him being a leader. The second go around without him, Triple H to me wasn't a leader. He wasn't a leader. He was just okay. You dropped your ball, you went home, blah blah blah, all that shit. But at the end of the day,
who led the charge when they were trying to go into WCW? Who was the one
if
on
you
the
talking
who was
about
the one on the who was the one on the horn?
The man with 3
you
H's.
talking about Triple H, then you want to
That's
talk
the
about
leader.
Triple H. But
All right, hold on. Let me
The
ask
leader,
this question,
at the
because-
beginning, the leader was Shawn Michaels, and then it went over to Triple H. But it was mostly because of a torch passing. I mean, you got to
Right.
look at
But-
it. You got to look. I
but
mean, it made sense. It just made sense. That's all.
Let me ask this question because Ron brought up a point. I'll ask Hollywood. Hollywood, does the faction need a title to be a good faction? A title, a tag team, mid card, world title. Does the faction need a title to be a good faction?
That is a good point.
It's a good question. Do they need a title?
Look at. I'll bring up some examples. You have was it Hurt Business actually was a champion at that point, and then Sheldon and Cedric were all tag team champions, and then they cut that short.
And how
We got Dark Order, who has no champion, and
Dark Order
it's kind of shitty.
shit. First,
Yeah, so
Dark Order's
no, I'm
complete
just
shit.
saying that as a contrast because
Right.
they have no champion and they're kind of shit.
If you
So
want-
But I will add Bray, the Wyatt family. They didn't. It was kind of mixed bag of
that's a
championship. Like
good one.
the Wyatt family,
That was a good one.
the original trio of the Wyatt family never won any titles.
yeah, that's a good point.
that's
the
why I
first-
say it was a mixed bag. It was a mixed bag because Luke Harper won the IC title. But he was more with he was a Wyatt, but he was with
single.
That was
corporation.
it was like later
Yeah.
on in their thing.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry,
He
yeah,
was with the authority, really,
Yeah.
kind of, sort of, at that point.
Oh yeah, that was when they hired them to that was a really weird time in wrestling.
But
we had a good
you
triple threat
know.
matches though. Oh,
Bray
triple threat tag team matches.
Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship, but he wasn't really Wyatt family. It was kind of weird.
It was Bray, Luke, and Randy at the time.
Yeah,
and
and
Dan
then after
Bryan
that,
was
they
there. It
got
was
Daniel
weird.
Bryan in it. Yeah, that was fucking weird, man. That was a weird time.
But
All
my
right, so-
original question is: do you need a title to be a good
Yes.
faction?
Say yes
I'm
and
going to
no.
say. I'm
All
going
right,
to
what
say.
are your reasons for no? Hold on, let
Right. I want to hear both.
No, for the reasons
What are your reasons for no?
you listed above. You listed previously. With the Wyatts, they didn't really have, that title holder, and we were still drawn to the faction. I feel like it depends on who's in it. Like and the reason why I say yes is because you can add more prestige or whatever to the faction if you got a title involved, like whether it's tag team, mid card title or whatever. So I just feel like it depends. I mean,
Absolutely. Like I want to just say this one thing because I want to hammer this shit home. It's like it's about creativity. That's literally all that takes. I mean, I love wrestling to death, but we got to. It's not like a real fight. It's scripted. So most of these things, characters, all that it's all based on creativity. So it has to be creativity from the wrestling standpoint, from the booker standpoint, from the standpoint of how the identity of the group's going to be. So you really don't necessarily need titles if you do it the right way. I mean, because we can sit here and talk about teams that have never had titles and they've been pretty good. Teams have had many titles and been pretty good, or vice versa. But it all boils down to the same thing: who's a part of this faction? How good are they on the mic and actually as a character? Because last week we talked about it. Wrestling is not professional wrestling or sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It's not the same. It's got two different dichotomies to it. It's the wrestling part in the ring and outside of the ring. and that's how the two mesh together, and that's pretty much how you're gonna get a good stable. But then you got to figure out who's good together, who's not good together, and not everything's gonna work.
So all right. So my next question is, all right. So we're gonna bring the NWO in this. Which run of the NWO is better? When
if you look at it, it went downhill the whole time, bro.
I'm actually, it's so funny because I was actually about to bring up the one of my favorite factions, which is the LWO. I'm actually on.
Oh, can you remind me of them real quick? Because
LWO
all the Mexicans
was Eddie Guerrero, who was the leader. It's Rey Mysterio, Juventud, Psychosis, La Parker.
Oh shit!
El Dandy, Silver King.
That was the WCW.
Yes, Villanova V,
WCW,
Garza, Psychopoli, and Damien.
Are you talking about like the greatest Mexican wrestlers of that generation?
But the main core was Eddie, Rey Mysterio, Juventud, Psychosis, and La Parker.
Oh yeah, they went everywhere together. By the way, so yeah, that's. I mean, I didn't watch WCW, but like back then, I actually was a WWE purist. So there was times I just did not even watch WCW.
I used to watch WCW for the first hour.
WCW.
Then tune into Raw
at the same time, man. So it's like, what do you want me to do?
But
all right, so I did want to ask. I want to throw a couple of factions at you. You tell me if they're good factions.
Okay, cool.
Ready? We're good with this.
Mm-hmm.
The Radicals. Let's go. The Radicals.
Yes.
Are they a good faction?
Yes.
You don't remember the Radicals?
Oh my God, the
Radicals! Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Dean Malenko.
See, that's a good example of a team not needing titles and just like, because like you got like three like technical badass wrestlers, put them together, see what happens. So yeah. Now, did they have like an impact like Shield or anything like that? No, but at the same time, it was still a team that you were like, oh, that's awesome. And also they roamed around different promotions.
Everybody unanimous saying yes.
Oh, the Radicals, yeah. I mean, but see, in my opinion, the reason why is because the Radicals.
Ron, the Radicals actually won titles.
Well, no, I'm talking about from when they form up.
No, as a group, they won titles.
No. I'm talking about when they first form up, not like going forward and then winning titles. I'm talking about like before they get together.
No,
there's certain factions where like they collide around like the champion. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like what I was trying to differentiate.
Well, they actually won titles as a group. Like,
oh no, absolutely. I know that. I got you.
They didn't. All right. Ravens flock.
No.
Yes. What now? I didn't hear what you said.
Ravens flock.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I liked it, but see, again, it's the same thing as what Jeremy was saying before. Like, one dominance, but two, like you have an influential leader like Raven. Like that was a really good gimmick. So the Raven flock, it worked only because ECW was awesome, and two, like it was you got to see like different stories every week. Remember when you stole Tommy Dreamer's son? Savage.
He's had. There's been 3 incarnations of Raven's flock in ECW, WCW,
and WWE,
and TNA. He never had it in WWE. He had it.
I thought TNA. He did.
Nope.
Really?
All right. Another one. Main Event Mafia.
No.
No.
No. Now, all right. Now that's a little bit that's a little bit newer for me. So you gotta like tell me who those are.
Main Event Mafia was TNA, and it was Kurt Angle, Booker T, Kevin Nash.
Yeah. No. Okay, I remember that.
5. You Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner was later.
See, I can't. I didn't watch, so I can't give a explanation for it or an opinion.
All right. I'll go. You know what? I'll stick with Kurt Angle. Team Angle.
Yes.
No. Oh yeah, man. You got dude. Fuck yeah. But see, that was like at the height. Like again, Jeremy made a great point with that, man.
I'm sorry. One more thing. Sorry, Ron. Real quick.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Scott Steiner was part of the original incarnation of the Main Event Mafia. They started with 5.
He wasn't in the promo. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't.
Hold on. No.
Promo.
If you look at the formation,
who were the originals then?
Kurt Angle, Kevin Nash, Booker T, Scott Steiner. That is.
Was that one they were trying to take over fucking TNA? Like when Eric Bischoff and them were trying to take over TNA?
Look, Scott Steiner joined 1 week later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, and the rest was history. Fat asses.
All right, continue. I'm sorry, bro. Continue.
Bullet Club, the first incarnation of Bullet Club.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
they're
they
like
were good.
NWO. They're like NWO now, dude. Like I mean, like the bad NWO, like the bad version of it. It's getting too much. Yeah, the first
Well,
version was pretty sweet. They took the rest of the world by storm.
Good thing they pretty much narrowed down the main core of the Bullet Club to the core four in Impact right
Mhm.
now. So,
Hey, so you know the interesting thing about Bullet Club, they had like kind of carte blanche on like their gimmick there. You know what I'm saying? They were able to take that to different promotions. So that's a faction to look at because they weren't like under the scrutiny of like someone like Vince McMahon. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is the faction we're gonna have. No, they actually made a faction and they took it on the road, kind of Carney style.
Xavier Woods wins with the backwoods once again.
With the backwoods, all right. Roll.
Let's
Listen, the greatest move in all sports
Let's
entertainment.
go.
Go fuck yourself.
Backwards.
And I'll wrap up my last
Punk
section before
won that way
moving
last
on.
with Dustin Rhodes. Good match, by the way.
I'll say Nation of Domination.
Back.
Your favorite? You saying your favorite feud? Or
No, just
favorite?
is it a good faction?
No,
Oh,
No.
yeah, man, the station was awesome, dude.
D'Lo Brown, good. It was good.
Yo, shaking his head and he killed Draws. Not Draws. Was it Draws?
He
It was.
he paralyzed
he
Droz.
paralyzed Droz.
I'm in the middle with the Nation. I don't.
There were good parts and there were bad parts because The Rock wasn't official. He wasn't originally in the Nation, from what I remember.
No,
I think
he
it was
wasn't.
like
he got
Ron
injured.
Simmons type thing.
He got injured.
Rock,
and then he came
Rock
back
joined,
like a
then
year and a
Rock
half
left, and then Owen Hart took his place.
Yo, dude, Owen Hart was the fucking shit in the Nation. Go fuck yourself. He was so good. he just took that role and ran with it. He can do any fucking thing you wanted, man.
White boy entity. I'm not a
Dude, he
nugget.
can do any gimmick that you give him, dude. Owen Hart was a gem.
Moving on. So AEW doing a cross promotion in New Japan, the Forbidden
exciting.
Door, just one of the stupidest names ever, but whatever.
I don't know. I like it.
The interweb is not impressed with the announcement. It's just okay. If we've seen this before,
Oh,
Madison Square Garden kind of did it. We seen
Was
the
it like-
invasion angle that was poorly done.
Oh, look
How
at
do you feel
Shalia.
about how do you feel about companies doing cross promotion shows? They rarely do happen, but stuff like this, is it good? Is it bad? Is it just a Mark's dream? What
we
is
should go right to left. So like, it should be like Hollywood and Jeremy.
Well, I'll put you like this.
Thank you.
The
Goose.
angle, for instance,
Or you can
I'll
just go ahead and do
take
that.
you back to the invasion angle. How they envisioned it was when they did buy WCW, they was expecting, Sting to come over, all the heavy hitters.
They couldn't
We know.
afford they couldn't afford the contract. That's why they didn't come.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is that's why that angle flopped as far as when it came to that.
It flopped because Vince wanted it to flop.
Right.
Yeah, so we couldn't do business. So that's what
and
happens,
then
dude.
the second thing with the NWO was kind of a makeup for that, but that flopped too.
Wait, do you remember when the last half an hour Raw was WCW?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes, I do. What was the first match? The very
Buff
first.
Bagwell was Booker T.
Here you go.
Nasty.
5 times.
I know a little bit. My rest 5 times, and Booker T one of the most successful to transition over. But
Right.
I mean, yeah, Hollywood. How you feel about like cross promotion
I'm gonna be honest with you.
shows?
For this one, I'm excited. I ain't even gonna hold you. I want to see it. I'm going to see it. I mean, I want it to happen more often. Hopefully, I don't want it to happen to a point where it get like played out. But I feel like we need it to happen more often. I mean, I want to see different wrestlers from different promotions go at it. I mean, just different in ring
That's a really good point. I agree with you on that, dude. I wholeheartedly agree with you on that.
It was expected. I'm for it, and for this one works because it's two companies that have worked together before, and a lot of the a lot of the wrestlers that are in AEW currently have history in New Japan, so they know the people over there, they know the people in charge. So it works
Exactly.
when it's two companies that actually want to work together. It's not like WWE faking a cross promotion with Evolve. You know what I
ECW
mean?
or even
Or
ECW, dude. Yeah.
or
Impact.
progress or anything like
Yeah,
that.
Impact has been doing this for a
Great point.
while.
Great
So
point.
like it's not shocking if they came out a month later and said, hey, New Japan and AAA are going to do a show together. It makes sense because those guys, people go back and forth with those companies. It works when it's people and wrestlers and companies that actually want to work together. The only thing that I don't like about this is that it's probably not going to involve Shimmer and Stardom, which is New Japan's female promotions, because I get a sense that this might end up being
Oh,
an all male dominated show.
they
That's
get,
that's
dude. They got their own female promotions.
Shimmer and Stardom. They've had that for years,
They
years and
should
years
be.
and
See,
years.
that's I keep saying they should be doing that in America stuff because like it almost feels like it's almost feels like they're forcing women's wrestling into their shows. Why can't I give them their own show?
Because
You know?
that would be it pretty much would be sexist saying you're not good enough to be here, so we're going to put you here and keep you out of the way.
I think that's kind of silly because it's like the opposite of sexism. Give you your own show. If that show doesn't get ratings, then it doesn't get ratings, bro. But like
I'll tell you this.
that's not the
Stephanie,
company's fault, bro.
Stephanie and Vince can say all they want about women's wrestling. Impact started it first, getting women's wrestling over America. They
I hear you.
treat the women as equals, and for a long time, the women in Impact, because they treated them as equals, because they booked them well, had the highest ratings, had the best matches. So
Yeah, so
All
I
right,
think I personally think a women's show could
we
work, but
relax with that.
it's not about that. It's not about that.
We need to relax because Stephanie McMahon is in women's, and we need to stop that. Stop the
I mean,
slander.
no. I think we're gotten to a great place. I think we could do a women's show.
I'm being facetious.
I know.
With the whole cross promotion thing, I'm gonna be the downer. I'm gonna be the pessimistic guy. I've seen it before. We've seen that all out. We've seen.
I haven't seen it before, dude. So I don't know what I'm going to be expecting.
We've seen it multiple places, and then we've seen a bunch of AEW guys is wrestle in like GCW in like light tube matches for no fucking reason and stuff like that.
But we haven't seen it on this level.
But we've seen it already. It doesn't need a Tony Khan fucking presentation for it. We've seen it already.
I haven't seen it though, Cameron. So I'm actually. But see, the thing is, I don't know shit about NJPW. I don't. I'm be the first one to tell you. I don't watch it. You're not going to have to sit here and explain it to me.
If listen, for it to go well, it needs Okada, it needs Tanahashi, it needs.
I know those two names. I know them.
We already got Jay White. That's fine.
I didn't know he was in NJPW. I thought he was just a dude.
No, he's made primarily.
We need Ishii. Ishii's in the Owen Hart thing. Fine, cool. I appreciate that.
He died, didn't he? He's already done.
It's going on.
I thought he got beat, didn't he?
No, he faces Adam Cole in the next round
Tonight.
Oh, okay. Word.
That's tonight.
Or tonight, rather.
That's tonight.
Oh, word.
But
it's a qualifier.
I think it'll be cool, but we've seen it enough to where it didn't need this big old presentation. You know what I mean? So
Minoru 5 minutes.
Minoru Suzuki's been on multiple Dynamites. He's been on multiple
and he's been in. I'll counter with this, Cam. I'll counter with this.
Okay.
The hardcore wrestling fans have seen it, but not the mainstream wrestling fans.
See, like I haven't. I'm just saying right now. I would like to see.
Ron's a hardcore wrestling fan, and he hasn't seen it.
Yeah, dude. But I don't watch Japan shit, and it's not like I'm not a racist.
Well,
I guess,
Japan,
but like
Japan wrestling, it's
I'm not
way
a
better
racist.
than American wrestling. I can tell you that from watching it.
I can't believe anything that America made and then Japan copies can be better than what America did. Like comics, for example.
Japan wrestling is more brutal. It's less scripted.
I've seen Strong Style before. I mean, I've seen Japan wrestling. I mean, I don't follow it. Like, I know their biggest stars. That's as far as I can tell you. All right.
Right.
But like the thing is, I don't want to make this about Japan wrestling, but like I would say this right now, Japan wrestling right now, especially the past like 10 years, 15 years that I've seen, their biggest stars are always like American. But we're not doing that conversation. I would like to see it only because I have not seen something like this yet in my own wrestling watching. Now, if other fans have seen it and that could be like, trite and overdone, I can understand that too. But I'm just saying I'm excited for it. That's all I can say about that.
Well, if the over consensus is people are excited, fair enough. I can't hate on that.
But you go watch it, you gonna watch it, ain't you?
Well, I'm going to watch it.
But he's going to watch it. Let's watch it together. You know what? And like, honestly, let's watch it together. So then you can tell me. My bad, I ain't gonna cut you off, but like watch it together with me, so you could explain to me who the fuck this person is and like why this match makes sense.
Fair enough.
Because I wouldn't know, because they're gonna do real out guys all day. I mean, hopefully Okada wrestles, because last time I saw Okada wrestle, I was dazzled.
Just finally give me Kenta versus CM Punk.
Yeah, that's actually another good one.
It's not gonna happen because Tanahashi wants CM Punk. Ooh, like bad. But I guess we're all excited for it, but I will go to the next topic. Overused and underused match types.
Come to me last. All right, I gotta go pick up something.
That's a pause, but all right.
Yeah. Okay.
I will not. I will. I'll go. An overused match type is definitely. Well, this is just an AEW. The Texas Death Match. They've done that too many times for me. Underused match type for me is Ultimate Submission match. Seen it forever. So I mean, that's just my two. It's an Iron Man match, just submissions. So I mean, I think they should do that more often, but they don't have technical wrestlers do it in WWE. But they need to start doing it in AEW. They are going to do it, but that's just me.
All right. So, my opinion, the most overused match, and this is with WWE, is Hell in a Cell. The most underused match would be 3 Stages of Hell. So
I ain't seen one of those in a while.
Right. Every time you look within the so the Hell in a Cell was specifically made for somebody like The Undertaker. But yet you somehow Triple H has the most victories in that match when it's like basically centered around The Undertaker.
Because Triple H has been in everything.
He's been like every Hell in a Cell match before they became a pay-per-view.
But it's the most used match. It like every logical feud leads into a Hell in a Cell.
No, not anymore.
The Paul's thing is it is a match type. I mean, it debuted at
St. Valentine's Day Massacre. No,
it debuted at Bad Blood. Bad Blood.
Yeah,
Bad Blood. So most match types back then debuted at a pay-per-view. Then it got turned into a pay-per-view. Like the Money in Bank was WrestleMania. Elimination Chamber was No Way Out, etc.
So to answer your question, Cam, it's so funny. I've done on my podcast. I've done 2 shows.
Apologies for the sarcasm.
I've done 2 shows about this, and it was the preview shows. It was you do your preview show, your predictions. One was Hell in a Cell, and the other was Elimination Chamber. In my opinion, I'm like Simon Miller. Those matches need to go away because logically they don't make sense anymore. The Hell in a Cell matches now just become a match with weapons, and they don't fit stories anymore. They just decided to have a Hell in a Cell match on Raw with Bobby Lashley and Xavier Woods because USA said, "Well, y'all did one on SmackDown, so we need one on Raw." The Chamber is not even the chamber anymore. For me, those are the two matches that get overused, hands down, the most. The most underused match, I think we've only seen it twice, which is probably my favorite match type, which is the championship scramble match. I want it back desperately. If you all don't know what the championship scramble match is, you get anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. There's 5 to 6 people in the ring, and a championship is on the line, and you just pin each other. And whoever has the last fall when the time runs out is the champion. So the longest reigning championship scramble world champion is the Brian Kendrick, because he was in a championship scramble match. But when the match was over, he was not the champion. I would love for that match to come back.
That is really, I really love you said that. But I forgot about that. That's fucking
love.
But
yeah, man, that's some fuck shit right there, dude. Like,
here's another match that's overused. If you want to get down to it, the ladder match.
Yes, I was just about to bring it up. The ladder match is kind of
worn out.
oh, you about to get one soon, right?
We're getting one next Wednesday.
So Hollywood, I don't know if you heard, but like we're talking about the most overused and underused matches. So what do you think?
Well, my answer was taken for the overused.
Let me guess. Hell in the Cell Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
that's the consensus.
Those definitely underused. I think I said this on a previous episode. The Iron Man matches, man. Like,
yeah,
haven't seen an Iron Man.
And if they do an Iron Man match, it's only like 30
one of my
minutes,
favorite.
like 45 minutes.
You know what? I think since you took mine, I want to say this because like I think one of the people or wrestlers right now that I would love to see do that would be like Daniel Bryan. I think he could remember that last Iron Man match he had. That shit. See, you have to be a really good like storyteller in the ring to do an Iron Man match because it's 60 fucking minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all the ones that we've seen, the famous ones, right? The ones that we've seen have been like just knockouts. But then the ones that like not everyone. There's a couple ones that I think we've seen has been pretty.
I mean, to counter Goose, they don't always have to be an hour because Sasha had.
True that
was 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said you get the most you get now is like 35.
I personally like
30
think
to 45
like
minutes.
it's called an Iron Man match, homie. Like first of all, most time limits of matches are already like supposed to be like 20 something 30 minutes. I mean, like an Iron Man match has a name for a reason. That's why 60. Now I agree with you. You can do that, and that's cool too. It's like if it makes sense and it works, especially for timing, good. Yeah. But 60 minutes.
When the last time we seen it? When the last time we seen a good 2 out of 3 falls match?
Let me.
Or even that. You can just do that.
Oh, you know what? I'll answer your question, Cam, because they for some reason they do this a lot now, and they do a lot of 2 out of 3 fall matches at NXT, and they're always the same.
Oh, really?
Stipulations. It's always street fight, steel cage, and then I forget what the last fall is, but the first 2 falls are always street fight, steel cage. Like,
are you serious? I gotta watch this. Is this like recent stuff, or this is like
Adam Cole and Colorado had one. Johnny Gargano and Ciampa had one.
Jesus Christ.
Let me see if I can look up some most recent ones.
That's like some like video game.
Well, my overused was just AEW. They just used the fuck out of the Texas Death Match already. Just like they've had already.
They've got like 3.
Yeah, but with the same people, just like come on.
Hold on. I didn't give my overused match yet. Here, my overused match is the singles match. They just fucking wrestle way too much.
The generic match
one-on-one all the fucking time. Where's the stipulation, bro? That's my joke. That's my joke because I don't feel like that any match is overused in my opinion. But that's my joke.
I'll counter with you. I'll counter with that when WWE had a pay-per-view called Fatal 4-Way. There you go.
Jesus. Hey, guess what? You want to hear some ones they should bring back? They don't use enough. Parking lot brawl, right?
Ooh.
Yo, those are fun, man.
A boiler room brawl match.
Don't need to see that.
Oh, that's over, man. You can't bring that back now. The only person who can do it is Bray Wyatt. The only person who can bring it up.
Shout out to the 6-pack challenge. I like that. No more buried alive matches.
Well, it's based around the Undertaker, so I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god! Shut up.
It is. Is it not based around the Undertaker?
Oh, an underused match: Judy Bagwell in a forklift match. So, and the Shark Tank, and the Shark Tank match.
I'll bring up something. AEW.
Shout out to the Gulf of Mexico match.
AEW tested this out on an episode of Dark. It's called a 3 strikes match, and it was essentially it's pretty much a 3 falls match. Each person you have to win the first fall by pin, the second fall by submission, and then the third fall by knockout. But if I'm up 2 falls to your 0, you still have to beat me by submission and by pin before you can beat me by knockout. It was between Diamante and I can't remember her name. Forgive me, Cedric Alexander's wife.
Big Swole.
Big Swole, but it was unique and it was different, and I enjoyed it because it was new and I'd never seen something like that before. Like, okay,
remember the King of the Mountain match? And that's probably the most convoluted match I ever seen in my life.
You start out in the cage, and then you have to take the briefcase and actually hang it at the top. The King of the Mountain match. And if you get pinned, you have a penalty, and you can't be in the match for like 3 minutes.
TNA had probably the worst stipulation matches.
Or let's talk about Viagra or the pole match.
Now, minor 49er match.
I will tell you this: a match that they've been going to a lot lately, but which they don't actually know the rules of. They do when they do no holds barred matches, they just make them no DQ matches, but that's not what a no holds barred match is. It literally just means holds aren't barred, so you can still lose by DQ and by count out, but it's the WWE, so we just gotta go with it. Like, understand your
unsanctioned match. Anything
lights out match.
You know, an underused match. The Braun Pins.
We can't use those anymore.
But I'll give AEW credit for this, even though they've overused. They overused Texas Death Match. In my opinion, they've also overused the ladder match at this point. They've actually done the steel cage match right because they've only had 3 of them, and they only bring them out for big feuds. So I will give them. Same thing with the.
All right, I'll give them that.
They've only done 3 steel cage matches.
Are you talking about the dog collar match?
And you have to win the steel cage match by pinfall submission. There's no escaping that bitch.
What are you talking about? AEW?
AEW steel cage match. And I do love the Texas Bull Rope match.
Oh, my underused one was still ultimate submission. I do want to see one of those again. Just give me like Zack Sabre Jr. and Jonathan Gresham in the ultimate submission.
The ultimate submission is the 3 tap out, right?
It's just Iron Man with submissions. That's all it is.
Oh, word. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about the Pure Rules match from ROH? If you've seen
you know what? I have a very big question for that because I don't know what those rules are. Could you explain it to me?
Good, Cam. I'm just like you. Do my research. I'm actually on Wikipedia, and I have the list of all the professional wrestling type matches ever used. So, Ron, for you. A Pure Rules wrestling match is most commonly used in Ring of Honor. It is a singles match where each wrestler is only allowed 3 rope breaks. Once they are all used up, the wrestler cannot use the ropes to escape pins or submissions. Closed fists are illegal, and using them will cause the wrestler to be penalized a rope break. If he or she is out of rope breaks, he or she will be disqualified. This match can only be won by pinfall or submission.
Oh, dude. So that's why it's called Pure. It's Pure Wrestling.
Yes, bro.
It
has a championship.
Damn, that is. Do you know the fucking shit you could do with that match?
And it has its own championship.
It has its own title. And
I know, because I know he's the Pure. The Wheeler Yuta. And I mean, he's from Philly too, bro. I didn't even know that. Like, what? Oh shit. So I got an extra little love for him too.
Hopefully
Yo.
AEW ships my BCC shirt so I can have it by Wednesday.
That's
Jeez.
sweet,
All
man.
right. Whoa,
I personally hearing
BBC
those
shirt.
No, I said BCC. And if it's BBC,
Oh, okay.
we're talking about the British Broadcasting Company, sir.
BBC or not big
Well,
black.
I mean, we could be talking about something else, but that's neither here nor there. But all right. So
Yeah.
to wrap up the show, I did want to talk about the Ballard, the most buried wrestler right now.
I don't think he's buried. I think he's doing a good. I mean, like you know how he
super
does
fucking
it.
buried.
Think about like for a while, like when AJ Styles, like actually even now, like I mean that's what he's been doing, like just working guys and just getting them over.
He's, you know what? I agree that he's buried. 2, he should be higher, but I feel like he's in the position of Ziggler, AJ, Kevin Owens. He's that guy can make you look good for a story.
Yeah.
I will give everybody here 2 minutes to book Finn Balor for the next year right now. Well, not 2 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes to book. I'll start with Hollywood. How would you book Finn Balor from now until the next WrestleMania?
Sheesh.
And if you need more time, we could come back to you.
yeah, come back.
I'll go Jeremy Pierce. How you?
I turn him to a hill. You know what I mean? Get him put him in a feud with somebody, and then get him a title.
Which title?
Which title? Damn.
IC, United States, tag.
No, United States. He just lost that, so he don't need that one. Let him get the IC, or put him for the main goal. You know what I mean? It seemed like he ain't have a shot at getting main goal since he lost the Universal Championship. I mean, they had that sham ass match with Roman Reigns and shit.
Paul, if you got something you want to type it out, feel free. We appreciate it. Jeremy, what do you have for Finn Balor? 1 year's time.
I probably would book him in one of those, and then I will book him in a losing streak, where he's losing, he knows he's good. We know he's good. He knows he's good, but whatever he does, no matter how hard he tries, he's losing. So I will book him as just like how they booked Kurt Hawkins on his losing streak, and that no matter what he did, he lost, and so that way he can when he finally gets that win, it's like, okay, I got my shot, I lost. What do I do? And this is a way I would fix the Demon, because the Demon before losing to Roman Reigns, the Demon only lost once, and that was to Samoa Joe. So I will book. I will even kind of book him how they even booked Bray and the Fiend. Bray is beatable. The Demon wasn't, and the only way to beat the Demon, the Fiend, was for another monster to beat him. So that's how I book him. Losing streak. Oh, I need to go deeper. I need to go further beyond. Because now, when the Demon comes out, you should have no shot at winning. Because that fucking top rope breaking and nobody just like that. He's in that same way of how I feel like they don't book Ziggler, because
Ziggler was just NXT champion.
Yes, I get it, but he was just champion to help get Braun over. That was it. And
that's good.
The 2 times they really pushed Ziggler, he got a concussion both times when he was world champion.
Shout out to Del Rio. For a second.
But yes, but that's how I will book Finn. Remember
that
how,
nigga?
remember when Cena lost to The Rock and it was like Cena was down on his luck and he had the worst year of his life and he didn't have the worst year of his life. I would actually book Finn of having the worst year of his life to fight himself back to the top.
Well, yo,
you actually took that idea out of my head right there. When he won the Rumble, that's when his luck changed. Fought The Rock again, but that was obvious. Everybody knew that was obvious. Cena won
Twice
the
in a
Rumble.
lifetime.
Rock won the title. That year was obvious. But yeah, I will book it like that. That would be the best alternative for him at this moment. So I mean, yeah.
Okay. Ron, do you have a booking for Finn Balor?
Yeah, I do. So to piggyback on what Jeremy said, but I have a whole plan, but like what Jeremy said was actually a little bit better because you do slumdog the shit out of him, for about a month. Then he goes after Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes is trying to go after the title, and then you give them a nice run, you know what I'm saying? And that's when he brings out the Demon, and then he slums Cody Rhodes the first time, and Cody Rhodes comes back, and they have a little feud, right? And Cody Rhodes gets on top. That's when he goes on to face Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns loses the Raw title, and then Cody Rhodes gets the Raw title, and then you bring back we could go backwards because the match when Finn Balor loses is when he doesn't do the Demon because he's like, I don't want to go, give into the temptations of the Demon. So he does like, a just straight up match with him, loses. That's when Cody Rhodes goes on, wins the title from Roman Reigns for the Raw. That's when he's like, oh, fuck that. Now I got to go super heel and then become the Demon and then hold on, let me finish and fuck him over. And then he wins the title. Then that's when Cody Rhodes is like, what the fuck? I lost the title and he's all pissed off. His fucking father's legacy, all that shit. Brandy Rhodes comes back. He becomes heel. He goes to SmackDown. He fights fucking goddamn Roman Reigns. Family versus goddamn family. He goes over on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns goes face and becomes John Cena Part 2.
He should. Rob booked Finn and Cody, but
and Roman Reigns at the same fucking time.
The piggyback off of Ron, I would actually. I like that idea of Finn's good, the Demon is bad, and Finn doesn't want to go to the Demon because that's going to become a heel. And now every time he goes to the Demon, that's when he's a fucking bad guy, and he's going to be a friend to fight him back.
It's like Resident Evil, and he's like a fucking a biovirus weapon and shit. Like, and fuck you.
The Hosakai virus. I'm glad nobody took my booking idea. So I would leave Finn Balor off TV for a little bit of while, a couple weeks. Let AJ continue to feud with Damian Priest and Edge, and then obviously we have AJ go to Finn, start the club over again. They're both leaders of the club. Bring the club back, or the BC, or whatever the fuck they were called. You get a match with Damian Priest and Edge, or whatever the fuck they call. They don't even have a fucking name.
The match is not even complete yet.
They're fucking edge heads. They're gonna be edge heads or whatever, and then you're gonna have that versus the club. Pretty much, it's gonna be Finn Balor and AJ Styles. They're gonna do that feud, and then
I'm sorry, Riddle J.
But like Finn Balor gotta be like, but like I want to see AJ Styles back in the title hunt too, because then after that, after that you need someone to face him. So AJ Styles could be Finn Balor in my scenario. AJ Styles could be the next fucking combatant. He's already faced like a motherfucker.
I want SummerSlam to be Edge and Damian Priest versus.
And then, like, where does Omos go in all this? Fuck Omos. He can fight that other Battletoad and, like, just keep going.
The fucking Mandingo fighter.
He already beat Aziz.
I said Battletoad. He said a racist term, so we all good.
Right. And then I do want Finn Balor. I do want Finn Balor to win the Royal Rumble next year, and then
that'd be pretty cool.
The official Demon at WrestleMania and win a title. Somewhat, I don't know who's going to be champion around it. If they're doing this like Hulk Hogan thing with Roman Reigns, it's not looking good. But I can see Demon Finn Balor winning a title off Roman Reigns and splitting
Like,
it up?
wait.
Oh
You
my
said
And the next
God.
challenge,
Hulk Hogan thing with
Oh
Roman
my
Reigns? What
God.
does that mean?
Yeah,
Real
Russell-
quick, what do you mean by that? Hulk Hogan
his
versus
run,
with
from,
Roman Reigns.
his run from WrestleMania 1 to like 3.
Oh, you're talking about
Forever.
in that standpoint. Yeah, man, fuck you. I mean,
Yeah,
Roman Reigns
yeah.
just like Roman Reigns to go over for another year. I mean, like, no, dude, you gotta like really piss
Jesus.
people off.
Riddle wins
You
with the
gotta
backbone.
really, you gotta dig in deep and be like, yes, this is it. But so remember John Cena? Look what he's doing. You think he's gonna do something different? And now he's nuts, nigga.
And now he's nuts. I'm gonna put Balor as a heel. Jesus Christ.
Clinton's like, yo,
Dude,
he's just gonna run.
Heel
he's gonna
Balor,
run
that's the
through
way to
everybody.
go. Book him as a
Yeah, I
heel.
mean,
You know what
in the Rumble at 1 next year.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I would have him win the Rumble too.
All right, no, I'm
He
with
gets
that.
it.
I'm with that too.
He
Yeah,
gets it. He
yeah.
gets it. But
Yeah,
we're gonna wrap it up.
It's still on the same like rank. Oh, you know what? No, hold on. Before we wrap it up, I want to just real quick, everybody. Who do you think you want to win the Royal Rumble this year? Just real quick.
Finn Balor.
Okay.
Who do I want to win? Who I think is going to win?
Win. Who do you want to win? We could do a think about later. Who do you want to win?
Finn Balor.
For the men, Big E. For the women, Sasha.
Okay.
I'm going to finish Sasha.
I'm going to say The Miz, and I'm going to say,
okay.
and I'm going to say Sasha.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Hollywood?
Fuck you in the Miz one for whatever.
Because Hollywood is his hometown, and he deserves the main event WrestleMania.
I want Seth freaking Rollins. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Get him that Royal Rumble win, and then women. Let the boss get it. You know, Sasha.
All right. So for the women's, I got Shayna Baszler, and for the men's, I have my tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Fucking Mark.
Bitch, he wins everything. Fuck you, all the gold. We have this shit.
He's already won a Rumble. He already won a Rumble in Philadelphia. They got food out.
And you know what's funny?
Food
I
out
walked
the stadium.
out. And we were there, and I fucking walked out because I was mad, and I hated Roman Reigns then. But I acknowledge my tribal chief
Love
now.
that nigga.
Y'all
I
know
love
who
that
gonna
nigga.
win the Rumble for real though? Theory. Who's gonna win it?
Theory and 3.
Well, here's my.
Yeah, you know what? Theory probably will win. We should save that for another conversation because that's a conversation we can have for another time.
All I'm saying, Sensei, is if Theory doesn't win Money in the Bank, he's going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to believe that, like with booking status involved. Yeah,
we just saying fuck Ezekiel, huh? Greatest gimmick going.
Yeah, it is because my name was Ezekiel.
Actually, you know what? I'll change my pick from Big E. I actually want Corbin to win the Rumble.
I fucking do.
Okay,
I adore. I want bum ass Corbin to come back. If it's bum ass Corbin, yes.
Bum ass Corbin.
Down bad
Corbin.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
No,
I love Corbin so much. I don't know why. He just understood how to do it.
That video, is that the same shirt from last week? Sir, you can't get into the building. I'm on the truck.
I'm on the Jesus. No, you're not. He had
bum
mustard
ass Corbin
on his face. I can't take.
All right.
We're wrapping it up. Let's
Yes.
go around Hollywood where they can find you at.
Listen, man, Hollywood Sensei, Blur Cartel, Blur the Proof Entertainment. You know, like, share, and subscribe, man. We on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Follow your boy on TikTok too, Hollywood_Sensei215.
The Jeremy Pierce. Find you at
Twitter, the 215. Charismatic Creations on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram. And don't forget to check out the High Risk Wrestling podcast every Saturday. Tomorrow's show, we will be looking at the greatest matches in the history of Backlash. In the history of Backlash, I am biased. If you know who my favorite wrestler of all time is, you can probably guess what I'm gonna say is the greatest match. So Check that out.
There you go.
Hollywood Ronald Thompson. They can find you.
Oh yeah, Hollywood Ronald Top. Yeah, that's the old school shit. BBW, Blaze Battle Wrestling. We used to do that back in the day. Anyway, yeah, that's some insider shit, dog. First of all, it's ROT. Find me right here. Friday night, Yerrr. Apparently, that's what we're calling this. We're gonna talk about
Yerrr,
that. But anyway,
not a girl, but
hey yo, you can find me at mrjack.bandcamp.com, and that's JHAK. Please say the Mister.
yeah, Troman Reigns. He's not really on the interweb, but you know.
You find me on here. Find me on here Friday, and you find me on Sports Podcast on Sundays.
Yeah, we do sports on Sundays. We'll talk about the Sixers going to be sweeping the baby Raptors stuff.
Right,
baby
And
dinosaurs.
Joel Embiid, baby.
Oh,
By the way, just if you want good comedy, go on Reddit and go to r/Toronto Raptors. The sauce, the saltiness, the cringe.
That's so mean.
Oh,
Y'all just so mean.
Cringe.
Y'all just some mean motherfuckers.
But you know, Maze Squad can't hear AKA said AKA somebody went for like Blur Cartel, everything, Facebook, IG, Twitter, TikTok, Blur Crew Entertainment on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, enable notifications. Paul and Clinton, if y'all were trying to get on the show, just inbox the Blur Cartel on Facebook, and then get you on here, talk some wrestling. You know, Friday night, you're always Fridays at 8. Do you got anything coming up? Any pay-per-views, any events coming up next week? No. We'll do our AEW Philly recap.
Backlash is in 2 weeks. AEW should be
Backlash
fine.
Everything is next month, man. So
yeah, we're going to be on there heavy.
Oh, and
don't forget,
for those that watch Impact, Rebellion is tomorrow night.
Word.
Don't forget what it sound like Thursdays at 7.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
forget that it's going to be on here. We're going to talk sports on Sundays, talking NBA playoff shit. Don't forget.
Debo Samuel.
Your MVP is about to go home. Everybody that voted for Jokic.
We're not talking about Debo Samuel. I'm probably not going to be a Niners fan this football season because they're fucking bad. Everything about them is just fucking bad.
Hey, guys, everybody, just remember this. You know, acknowledge Roman Reigns.
Okay.
All right.
Caleb
I love each and every one of you.
You know what it is.
Acknowledge these nuts.